This conference will now be recorded.
It's the same as that mute lady.
Yeah. So Clayton, it probably is important to click that at the formal beginning so that everybody hears that announcement.
Okay.
This
Without further
conference will now be
ado,
recorded.
there it is. Without further ado, I will hand it over to Clayton Evans.
All right. Thank you so much, Chloe. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Clayton Evans, Deputy Director, Arts on the Block. On behalf of all of my fellow staff members, Arts on the Block Board, and our young creative constituents, I welcome and thank you deeply for being here. I think we're creating a very special space, and I appreciate you contributing to that. I want to quickly go around the screen to recognize some of our AOB staff and board members, and I'll do that in a second. If you have any questions, though, you as the viewer, if you have any questions, there is a chat bubble or the chat icon. So, you know, we'll recognize some of the AOB staff members, and you can certainly ask the question to everyone, but if you have a specific question about Arts on the Block, feel free to put it into that chat icon. As you met Chloe, we also have Austin in the house. Austin is one of our management fellows, and he's an amazing VISTA member. We have Naomi Giddings, who is one of our social media specialists. We have Anne here, our executive director. We have Jada, one of our studio crew members, and she'll speak shortly. Veronica, who's a communications specialist, and Christian, who's part of our Pour Your Art Out apprentice program. We have Christine, who's one of our lead teaching artists for Pour Your Art Out. I want to recognize Jason there, our board president. I see Serena, who's also a management fellow, assistant teaching artist and extraordinaire. I'm just going down the list there, and forgive me if I missed anyone else, but you know, probably popping on soon will be our colleague Michelle and Chris and a few others. The purpose of this exhibition, of this event, is to come together in a safe way as a creative community, to check in on each other, to share the results of our inspirations, and you'll see that in the slideshow, and a few of our young people will present specifically some of their work, so we'll get some insights on what inspired them to create what they created. And to give you, our family, the AOB family, a sense of where Arts on the Block is now and where we'll be in the near future. Before I pass the mic to one of our esteemed apprentices, I will ask you, the audience, to contribute to some of the content of our time here together. So please look for that chat bubble, or it might be just a chat icon. It might be a round, classical kind of cartoon bubble or something like that. I'll give you a couple of seconds to look for that on your screen. And I hope everyone has found it now. So in that bubble, we are asking you to respond to the following question. What are you doing creatively during COVID-19? What are you doing creatively during COVID-19? And again, you can write in that bubble, and then we'll later on in our presentation, we'll come back to that. We might ask a few of you to share directly, and or we might read out a few. So please feel free to go into that bubble and ask that. So I now have the pleasure of passing the mic to one of our most experienced Pour Your Art Out, or PYAO. You might hear some of these acronyms. Pour Your Art Out apprentices. He is Christian, and he will share a little bit about his experiences in PYAO as well as his art. So take it away, Christian.
Hello, as Clayton said. Hi, my name is Christian Talayed. I am a Walter Johnson High School junior, graduating class of 2021, very soon. I believe I've been a part of Arts on the Block / AOB for about 20 months now, 20 months. And I have to say, I have a few words to say about it. So my art teacher once told me, the finished product I wish I really couldn't care about. I usually care about the fun some of the students have while making the art and the friendships they form through the art. I never knew how impactful those words would be and how true those words would be until later in my sophomore year of high school. I joined the PYAO / Pour Your Art Out program. And I have to say, it's not just an art program to me. It's a community. It's a community built on and for the artists and art culture itself. It is not just about making the art, or it's not just about making the final product even. It's more about making the art in its entirety. Some of my favorite projects, like the medallions, the cards, the bus stop pieces that went on White Oak, I feel like those final products were only just as good as they were only if they were with the people around us. And I feel like that was the most important part to me. The end products are spectacular and legends of themselves, but I feel like creating the art really did matter the most to me. Thank you.
That's terrific. Thank you so much, Christian. Thank you. Next up to the mic is a studio crew member named Jada. I'll just quickly explain studio crew. Studio crew members are graduates of Pour Your Art Out. In other words, they've aged out of Pour Your Art Out. So they're usually 20-somethings, and they are still local, which is great for us. And we feel great for them too. They might be attending college part-time or full-time. We even have a few people who are attending full-time. And they continue to help us make some wonderful public artworks. So take it away, Jada.
As Clayton said, my name is Jada. I'm an illustration / comic artist, and I've been with Arts on the Block for about 2 years now. Well, I've been back for about 2 years now. And firstly, I want to say I think of studio crew as more of a small family than just a studio crew. And during this pandemic has really been a shift in our schedules because we're not used to this. We're used to being in the studio around each other. And we all miss the studio and each other. On the other hand, we've all been able to focus on our craft and on our personal work in this free time. We began to learn new things about ourselves, and because now we have the time to do so. Me personally, I've been working on my branding as a comic artist, my style, and designing new characters and writing new stories. My newest character, Novia May, as you see in front of you, she's who I'm currently working on. I've become obsessed with her. And yeah, I've been really glad to see what everyone has been doing. And with that being said, I'd like to pass the digital mic to Anne.
Thanks, Jada. I'm really excited about Novia May too. So everybody, this is such a remarkable time of change, right? And one of the most important principles in our studio is stretch and adjust. And of course, we've added the word pivot to that too. And really, as always, we find the way to make it work together. So first and foremost, I'm just really proud of us as a team for the work that has happened, especially in the past few weeks when we've all been asked to make big changes quickly. One insight that I'll take away from this time is that we've really figured out that staying connected to our creative community is a big part of AOB's essential role, and that being together, actually being together, is key to our success. And that's especially true in this time where lots of other forces are keeping us apart. So I'm particularly grateful to Clayton and Chris and the entire studio, and especially our comm and tech teams, who really made this online exhibition happen, and who are making the online studio a real place to be. From the organizational level, kind of the arts on the block story, AOB is in good shape right now. We received some early emergency support and an extraordinary donation of technology. And what that did is it helped us quickly transition to remote work and, like I said, stay connected to everyone. The studio team is now designing in the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, in that environment, on up-to-date technology and devices. And I am truly excited about what the studio team is working on now and planning for apprentices and crew in the summer. It's really neat what's happening in the studio. I just want to confirm, when the COVID restrictions lift, we are still on track to go to our studio in Silver Spring. And we know that the best stories have twists and turns to them, and our story of getting to our studio, we've certainly had some twists and turns. But we can't wait to get back together in a studio, and that's still the plan, is to go to downtown Silver Spring. Part of my job in particular at AOB is to encourage us to plan what's next and to always try to level up our performance. And this moment in particular has given AOB an extraordinary opportunity to strengthen every aspect of our program and put it on a digital platform. What the studio team is accomplishing now will make us an even more powerful force for creative good when we do finally get back to that home base and an in-person studio. We do recognize that everybody is facing a new set of burdens right now, but if you are in a position to invest in the future, now is exactly the time to invest in AOB. And the donate link is in the chat box right now. And an investment right now helps us double down on this opportunity to build this strong online space for our studio. More importantly, though, I hope that you'll think about how you might help connect some dots this summer for AOB apprentices and crew members. Many of us gathered here in this meeting have led a creative path, a professional creative path. And I really hope that we take this unusual time that we're in to look forward together, figure out what those opportunities are, and especially for young creatives. So there's another link in the chat box about ways to connect with AOB, and we really invite you to come be even more a part of the creative community. Okay, now I'm looking, is Jason here?
Yes.
Jason, and I'm trying to scroll to the place where you are on the screen, but are you able to say a few words?
Yeah, definitely. I think, for those on the call, I'm recently became board president of AOB, and I think there's two things that we noticed very quickly, and one is that traditional board governance, albeit important and will continue, is not enough in today's world. And Ann and I have been working together weekly to take board governance into board investment, and to really raise the connection of the board and we're investing a lot in our strategy that ultimately we hope will benefit everyone in the organization, and really take a look at the social entrepreneurship that has been created, and to highlight that entrepreneurship feeling and understanding within AOB, and moving it, from a traditional nonprofit even more so to one that's vibrant, dynamic, and can survive in a healthy way in today's environment.
That's awesome. Thanks, Jason. Clayton, I think we're handing back to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all so much. And I want to also recognize a few more people on the line here who came on. Corrine Quiroga, our founding teaching artist, thank you for coming on. And Lisa Horowitz, who's been a volunteer and with Arts on the Block the last 2 years now. I think it's been, yeah. And I also see Anjali online there, a great MCPS partner, and I think I see Natalie on there as well. So and all of you, of course, welcome. And I just wanted to take a little extra time. So I did ask that question earlier, and I do see that their responses are coming in, and keep them coming. The question, I think I framed it slightly different earlier, but what are you doing to stay creative during COVID-19, or what are you doing creatively during this pandemic? And we will certainly read a few of them to you, but we'd love to hear from some of you more directly and give you an opportunity to just express your voice and share with us. So I'll ask the audience, if you're inclined to share your response to that question, you can raise your hand, and I'll just quickly call out your name and we'll unmute you, and we'd love to hear from a few of you. So I'm scrolling through. So please raise your hand if you'd love to share.
And there's some people who are just on phone.
Right, if you're just on phone, I guess that'd be a little tough.
We can take everybody off mute long enough. Just why don't we do that just to say, is anybody on phone and wants to jump in? Ruby's here.
All right, well, that's okay. If you don't mind though, we'd love to just share some of those responses anonymously. So Chloe.
Okay, here, yeah, let's read through the chat. Let's see, we have Laurel. She's been doing yoga, sewing, doing some beaded necklaces. Junko's knitting and photography.
Home renovation does count, Veronica.
Yes, some home renovations. Let's see, what else do we have? Some repairs to old furniture. We've got Austin's been self-teaching some digital art, drawing. Got some of you challenging yourselves to do weekly virtual wellness classes. Some photography.
I wanted to shout out to Tanya. We love Pathway Schools too. We are so glad to be able to work with you.
Great. Yeah, so I guess I will hand it back to Clayton.
Okay, thank you, and thank you all for those wonderful contributions. Some of your thoughts and some of the things you're doing creatively during COVID. All right, so what's next? We have a few other events lined up for the next few Fridays. As you know, this exhibition will continue until May 29th, but before it closes, next Friday, which is May 15th, we have a salon show. And, you know, if you've ever participated in a salon experience or have seen one, sometimes they can be brutal and really, you know, really a tough situation for the artist who's getting their artwork reviewed. We are not going to provide that kind of show. We do want it to be an opportunity for one or two artists to get feedback from one or two people of their choice to on their work and on their process. We feel it could be a very informative and educational and inspiring experience for not only obviously the artist who's getting their work feedback on their work, but for the audience members who will fishbowl around them. So we, the artists and reviewers are still to be determined, but if you are interested in playing a role in either of those parts, we welcome you to do so, and you can contact us through our email, aob@artsontheblock.com. Maybe we can put that in chat if you don't mind, Chloe. So that's one thing we will be doing, and again, that's May 15th. We are keeping to a 12:30 to 1:30 kind of hour slot. That will be an hour event. And then the following Friday, May 22nd, from 12:30 also to 1:30, we will be delivering 2 block talks. One block talk will be by yours truly. I will be presenting namely a series of work. It will be some of the work that's in the exhibition here that I've contributed to the exhibition, but also some work that I've been actually working on during COVID-19. In fact, it's called Art in the Time of COVID-19. So I look forward to presenting that. And then my colleague and friend, Chris Barclay, will also be delivering a block talk following that. So once again, that's a 1 hour block of time, you know, play on words there. And we look forward to presenting that information to you. Anne, anything you want to add or?
Naomi just reminded us that we should just spend a minute and talk about the online gallery, that there are 22 artists exhibiting almost 89 works in the online gallery, and we can put a link in the chat. There is also a Meet the Artist page where each artist has given us a little bit about themselves and their thought on the work that is exhibited. So those are a great way to spend some time and to really look at a wide array of creative work and the inspired people behind it. So what else, team? Is there any, we always do this, you know, good of the order thing at the end of our meetings. We would look forward to seeing you back here next week for our salon and review. The only kind of review, an artistic review that doesn't hurt, right?
Yes. So once again, thank you all so very much. It's your attendance, your contributions, both obviously in chat, but also the artists who contributed to the show. That's what made this event special. And we knew if we called it out there, if we put it out there, you would respond and make this a special space for us to come together, to check in, to say hello, to give you a sense of where we're going next. So thank you all so very much for being here. Please feel free to ask us any and all questions through our AOB@artsontheblock email address. It's also listed on our website. And we most certainly look forward to seeing you again, hopefully next Friday.
I
And
just
Clayton?
wanted to.
Great, Chloe, you got it.
I just wanted to add something. I see a comment here in the chat box asking us about purchasing some of the artworks. And we're not involved with the commission of the artworks, but we are more than happy to put you in touch with the artists.
Thank you, Laurel, for asking. Okay, I think that signs us off. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you again, Clayton and the studio team, for this wonderful exhibit.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy weekend.
Bye, everyone.
We're going to take everyone off mute in case you want to hang out and chat.